Hey traders, morning video real quick here. Some things I'm looking at real quick. So we broke down this morning, coming off the highs a little bit here. We're into target one from the highs here on the ES is bouncing right off target one. We are into uh, what's technically quad witching, but it's only three things expiring, but they call it quad witching today. And a lot of times they take us sideways. You know, they get us up to that area and they take us sideways for the day. So some things I'm looking at here real quick. We are at an extreme low, bottom of our channel on the Dixie. It's bouncing off of it. So if that rallies, that suggests bearish pressure in the markets. Another thing, we did an overshoot of my target area for TLT. We're below 4%, and we're back testing right now. We're back testing the 11.8, 111.8% fib. Okay, a lot of times uh, they can trap traders by with the overshoot, and so I want to see at this 11.8 right out real soon out of the gate we start losing that here on the TLT. So so I definitely want to see we're right there right now, starting wanting to see a fade. So we'll see what happens here on that. Another thing I'm looking at here. So we got a cluster. I went through my charts on the 1 minute time frame. We got a big cluster of gaps on the 1 minute time frame on the ESs, and they're all in this real tight little area here, and we're trading below that cluster. You know that I am floating the idea that might be a indication of market inefficiency at a range high. So be mindful of that in today's trading. So let's keep that on watch here, seeing if we can maintain a bid underneath this where all this cluster of crap happened in the overnight session. So that's one thing for the bearish case, looking for us to try to stay below that. But it all depends on the bonds. If the bonds start fading here, that'd be great. That would confirm the dollar and the bonds, confirming that sell side bias. Okay. Uh, and there's a lot of cluster here also, but we didn't get through the bottom of the cluster here on the NASDAQ, suggesting it's a little bit supported. See, we haven't even gotten through the bottom of those single prints. We got single prints all the way down to here, or the 1 minute prints all the way down here, and we haven't even got to our target 2 on the NASDAQ, and we have not gotten to even target 1. Target 1's actually in the white is the gap area so far today. We have not even got to target 1 yet on the S&Ps. What we have been seeing, though, they've been taking us down to target 1 first on the NASDAQ, and then later on in the session are bringing us down to target 1 on the ESs. We've been seeing that since the FOMC news came out. So be mindful of that. The fact that we haven't actually got into that yet doesn't mean we're not actually going to do that. Okay, so that's the main things I'm looking at here. I've also got the Russell up because it went up so much this week. If we do start seeing a rejection here on this bond idea, and that's another thing that I'm looking at here. Give me 1 second here. Let me get IWM up and get my chart over there. So, we're at 9% this week on IWM. So we've got a cluster below us. So remember that, guys. We're above the cluster on IWM, where the others we are. The Nasdaq's inside the cluster, and we're below the cluster on the S&P. So we got to go really completely different stuff going on here in these markets. So, but we are above the cluster. So this is showing the relative strength coming into the session that we have. We're playing on the. This is the breakout trade, technical breakout trade. But like I said, we're up 9%. So, the risk reward might be better to be looking for a short to this down into that cluster of crap. Um, I don't know. We're coming right into the back test area. Right down here is your back test area right there. See those two lines right there? So I'm pretty sure here before the open, we've got an hour to go. We're probably going to get that. Hell, we might even be inside of this cluster. And who knows? Most of this stuff might have actually filled the gap by the time 9:30 comes. But I'm really thinking this is a high odds gap fill. today here on the Russell. So be mindful of that today in our trading. Okay. Okay, there we go. See, look how fast it's coming down. Yeah, that we're right into the critical back test. We want to see if that's going to be new support. So honestly, we've already lost. That right there should have been a buy signal right there. So we should have actually saved that on the Russell right there. So we're already failing, coming down pretty quick right through the very first support. So we keep that very mindful here. Uh, opening the door for these green supports down here. So be very mindful for that. Yeah, look at her come crashing down here. That's what I was looking for. I was looking to go short IWM if we were still up in that hot in that nosebleed area, but obviously I'm going to miss that trade. It looks like. Okay. Anything else I can say this morning, real quick? I gave you a really quick rundown. Like I said, we got um, quad witching. So uh, and and there's a whole bunch of call premium that the market makers would really like to blow up today. So be mindful of that. That's the only problem whenever you're going into a major expiration and everybody's on the one side of the trade. That's a problem because that can get you burnt. And remember, on your breath indicators, yes. Let me see where I got the study. 1 second here. Okay, the final thing I want to talk about here, guys. This is our breadth indicators. Okay, S&P current as of these update during the cash session. They don't do it in the after hours. So the S&P, we closed at 2.16 to 1, 1.5 to 1 on the Dow Jones. Qs were 3 to 1. Russell was 5 to 1, 5.11 to 1. NYSE was 4.32 to 1. So remember, we came in yesterday morning. The Russell was 9 to 1. The Qs were over 8 to 1. The bullish breath to the bearish breath. That can be a very strong indication of of a possible topping formation. So be very mindful of that because everybody was buying in. They were covering their shorts across the board into yesterday's session, and wouldn't you know it, we were into major resistance areas, and we started selling back away from those resistance areas yesterday. So be mindful of that in today's trading. Hi, I'm cutting it close. 8 minutes. Cool, doing better. And I did re-upload my Snagit, so hopefully my audio is working a lot better now. We'll see what happens. Please like the video on YouTube, please. On YouTube, and retweet me and like me on X, or formerly Twitter, if you can. Appreciate it. So I will see you in the trading room today.